There is a mental health crisis at MSNBC, MS for Microsoft or Bill Gates, and NBC for CIA propaganda outlet.
So you see where this is going? Happy election eve, right? I mean, Trump himself says he, quote, doesn't talk about his secret communications with Putin. Bob Woodward's latest book reporting that Trump himself has been in frequent secret communication with Putin since Trump left office and now while he is trying to get back into office, while Putin is leading a new world axis. Not just leading a war against our ally Ukraine, but leading a new world axis of Russia, North Korea, Iran, and China against the United States. Putin leading that axis against the United States with the assistance of one particular American who holds multi-billion-dollar sensitive defense and space contracts with the U.S. government, and who has mostly taken over the ground game operations and the funding of Trump's presidential campaign. So, like I said, pace yourself. I mean, if Trump wins the election, we pretty clearly are going to be joining the Axis, right? These countries that most want America destroyed, that most want to remove the United States from the world stage, that want to destroy us as a country and diminish us as much as they can, this Axis led by Russia will be joining it.
The question being whether or not a licensed broadcast network should have an obvious lunatic spew deranged conspiracy theories over the regulated American wire system. Surely the analysis has to be more than this is good for ratings and good ratings bring in advertising dollars. How do we know what's right is one of the classic problems in philosophy. A paraphrase of one answer given by Aristotle was that the ethical dilemma or moral problem should be posed to an educated man steeped in his culture. Aristotle argued that the intuition of this man of practical wisdom would be the correct answer for his society. Without getting into it any further, the Rachel Maddow dilemma was broached in Network.
Crazy son of a bitch Beale has caught on, so don't tell me you don't know where he is.
He could be jumping off a roof for all I know. The man is insane. He's not responsible for himself. He needs care and treatment. And all you grave robbers think about is that he's a hit.
You know, Max, it's just possible that he isn't insane, that he is in fact imbued with some special spirit.
My God, I'm supposed to be the romantic. You're supposed to be the hard-bitten realist.
All right. Now, Howard Beale obviously fills a void. The audience out there obviously wants a prophet, even a manufactured one, even if he's as mad as Moses.
This is not an idle problem. Rachel Maddow is calling for our government to take unconstitutional actions against Elon Musk, and for no reason other than that she postulates that he disagrees with her on political points.
I mean, you really can't have the head of a company that is the primary rocket launcher for the Defense Department and NASA. You can't have the head of that company in secret communications with America's worst enemy while America's enemy is actively waging a war against one of our allies, especially once you learn that he's using his businesses to help the other side, to help Russia in that war, and apparently to do secret favors for China against our other allies like Taiwan. I mean, that can't be. I mean, also, just for what it's worth, presumably a guy who's reported to have regularly used ketamine plus LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, and shrooms, and who smokes weed on a national podcast, presumably he can't even have a security clearance, a personal security clearance. But you definitely can't have a security clearance, let alone that much leverage over American national security, if you are doing anti-American diplomatic favors for dictators with whom you are in secret communication. So buckle up. Even if Trump doesn't win, the Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government. The U.S. government is going to have to either, unwind from all of those contracts, or Elon Musk's companies are going to have to unwind from him. This is an untenable reality in national security terms.
The benefit of first principles is that in times of uncertainty and even confusion, you have preserved wisdom upon which to rely. Obviously, the government can and often does make up shit to fuck with people. But that's not the America envisioned in the Constitution. Furthermore, the more that we tolerate and even condone these kinds of abuses, the farther away we will be from democracy. One mistake Trump made in his campaign was not offering large cash rewards to whistleblowers who come forward with credible evidence of election-related crimes. The fact is that cheating on a scale large enough to affect the outcome of an election requires many people to be involved. A conspiracy. If the people in such a conspiracy can be made to worry that someone in the group will rat them out, such as for a lot of money, most will be less likely to carry forward with the crimes.
And we also are aware of a lot of the voting machine issues. I know I've heard about several in Pennsylvania and one in Ohio, and we have in Cambria County so far, Pennsylvania, asked for an emergency petition to extend the voting hours to make sure that everybody gets their vote in. So I want to make sure everybody knows, do not get out of line, stay in line, cast your ballot. I heard Jack Posobiec just before I came on, use a paper ballot if that's what they're going to give you, but make sure you get your vote cast. Do not get out of line.